So I'm going to post these sell scripts in this Discord channel. And there might be some in here, but these are just going to be sell double click only. And you can write the buy side if you want. I got the buy side somewhere around here, but it's not perfectly symmetrical. These are going to be limits that last 15 minutes. So on the euro dollar, I'm selling into this rally. This is still having a short squeeze on the euro here today. It's out of control. So right here, I'm going to drop some tickets in this demo, and then I have another one, Cedar FX. So here I'm just going to hand drop these. Sorry, these are hand drops for 8 hours. Kind of low risk trade there, risking $6 to make $15, so it's not a big winning trade, but it's the idea of it. So we're just gonna let that go. We got limits sitting down here that I double clicked this earlier. Now these last 12 hours, and when the market came back to here, I think I loaded these. You can't see, I did it on another computer, so you don't see the arrow drops. So for instance, this would have got crushed. This is why I noticed ICT today said, oh yeah, don't get in front of this trade. I'm like, why not? Just because you don't know how to do it, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Okay, so here, if you want to trade that wide, here's a 6K logarithmically spaced. Here it's more like martingale. See, we have a stop of 18 pips in this rack. And if you started buying here today, which we didn't, but if you had done this, right, if you started buying everything from the low of Asian low, right, so you're trapped under the floor, even ICT would understand this shit. It's called pivot points, I guess, in the crudest sense. You know, it would top become a bottom here when we come off the floor, right? So who's selling into this shit on the 15? What moron decided to sell late into that? So it's just a new low, right? Takes out the low of the previous day. All the scalpers, you could have placed these orders in advance. This is Jake take profits kind of entry here. You know, you're going to commit yourself to what, a 50 pip range. Let's just buy all the way to the round handle. And you're going to set a trap down here. And that's still a nice 20 pip window. 25 if you consider the spread and all that jazz. So you're laying in wait. You got a triple bottom here, probably a double bottom on the hour. Okay, a big double bottom on the hour. This doesn't change. This price is always insanely sought after, just by sheer being triggered into that. Just by the market popping into that window is enough to apparently you know, I mean, is it reversing because that is a deep old price? I believe it is. So I believe that it doesn't really matter who's who and what color your skin and all this shit. Anybody that's got tickets in that little vacuum. Of course, now for the aggressive traders, you may have started scaling into this thing on what you consider this to be. And this is a big fallacy that this is the new top becoming a bottom, and the market's just going to pull back to here. And it's going to go up. So some of these fallacies, a guy last night in the Discord had a ADX thing at the bottom. I couldn't even imagine, like, all this drama that's happened here. You know, it's bad enough I got RSI here. I'm just showing you for the 1 hour traders last night. I said, let's go long. Of course, who knew it was going to turn like a Doberman pincer on you? So here's last night's entry as we were on the Discord there. I said, you can really go long. And now, who knew this thing was going to wrap? Now, here's a top become a bottom. I described that on the 15. You can see it on the half hour, right? Here's where we start to leave the gate. And we nicely ripped through this new high, but then, oof, you know, hell to pay, right? And one more top tick Tommy. So you blow this out. Here comes the pullback artist, right? The trend traders are jumping on this one, at least for this 5-period simple moving average on the 30-minute. You know, we know this system, this algo, this strategy of trend strategy on this actually does pretty good, right? So I just saw Vinny say it again, the moving average system. Of course, like this cloud system here, this very tight cloud. You get in here, right? Now, is it possible that there's few people that are going to put sell limits up here in this box and go, you know what? I don't care, because once they take it here, they're probably going to rip it all the way back and go after this price. Now, you could have got in either leg. You could have placed, and this is where you're bracketing, and this is where you are kind of just throwing tickets out there, because this is not waiting for tick bars to stack up and drama to happen in the morning. So if you're going to sniper it, if you're going to be headshotting it, it's a completely different style of trading than laying a trap and saying it's just about inventory. I don't really care what kind of signals were happening, because I'm just doing it because of price. It's an old price. It's like this, you perceive this is going to happen once they pop in that window. So here I'm selling out in front of it with double clicks, and I do want to do the double clicks, so I delete all objects, only because this is very convenient. If you're driving down the road and your wife's hawking you a China, right? So this is like nagging, she rattle your teeth out. You got to step in front of that and say, babe, you just got to hold on. I got a tablet here. I wouldn't trade the NASDAQ while driving. I'm going to tell you right there, big disclaimer. Don't be fucking launching, unless it's a nano account, right? Your $100 tickets in here, but I got it. I was going to put it. So it's under S for sell. I should put it under DC for double click, and that is my normal kind of setup for that. Here's a sell limit. These are NASDAQ, so we're not going to do that. I know, I just saw them. I got them in here. I know, I just saw them. So it's under double click, I think. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong broker. So it's on Cedar FX. Sorry, see. So these are some things I wrote a while ago, and I've been in front of the market here on this broker selling it. The other one I did a hand drop. Here I'm going to go for I'm driving down the highway. Let me just punch in a ticket. I kind of know I want to sell above me for the next 15 minutes, and this is kind of a 30-minute sell, actually. It's from 12 to 16 pips. It looks like we're going to come in with about 3K way up there, so that's 12 pips away for a half hour. This is kind of like a robot's placing tickets, and then the robot comes in and deletes them, because as time goes on, let's free up the platform. It's a rate of change. I'm trying to catch a falling knife. I'm trying to stop a rising balloon by stacking tickets in illogical times. Now, to make this complete, so you could almost get ready to get divorced after a while, you put this at 1 hour, right? Modify, make it 1 hour, make these 2 hours, make them deeper, make them different. You come up with about standard lot worth. So 3Ks on each double click. You're just throwing tickets up there because you got to sell high. That's what they tell you. What's the expiration on these tickets is critical. So this is exposure. So you have like a landmine out there, or you have a sleeper cell, and you're waiting for them to hit your iceberg or your a lot of guys think that the earth is flat and there's a dome, and when you go up in your rocket ship, you kind of hit the rocket top. So think about your cell limits as being the top shell of the globe, I guess, another way to approach it. I do like the football field analogy, where you're looking down on the price and it's going to run back and forth. Is it going to make it to the end zone? Is it going to be a touchback? Is it going to be a stolen ball? I guess you can make all sorts of things, and probably sell a course on that to sports fanatics. Here I'm just looking at, also on the buy side, I'm not doing it now, but we could do it. I double click a buy limit. Why? If you can hedge, you should be able to hedge. You should work. You'll need to work around for that. Zoom out and let's look at that 5-minute chart. And luckily, since it's just a good old chart, we don't have to. Okay, so that's my trend system. You should have bought here when it's blue. RSI was down at 30. You could have pulled the trigger on the 5. You could have sniped into this thing and been up X. This is pretty tight spread. That's Cedar FX. That's the spread. You don't pay any more than that. I guess they grow a tree every time you get stopped out or something. So they tell me, okay, it's 4 p.m. They just closed stocks. Stocks got their head ripped off again. It's another price pulse down on stocks. There's stocks going through the floor, right? Big question. Bitcoin came off the floor after that kind of new lows. This was definitely the buy. You know, you could have bought a little bit, dumped it. I'd probably be out of it by now. Came down here, new lows, you buy that, and then sell limits above. Buy low, sell high. It's kind of this kind of situation we're in here. So I'm thinking what's to come here tonight is more rally. Let's sell into it on double clicks. Looks like they already filled me here, so I'm just going to go all in on these double clicks because I think this is going to be more convenient time-wise. Half hour. Now I'm going to get in really close to the market. This is going to be 8 pips away. This is going to be 3 pips away. And these would be sell at the market, but I'm going to try to restrain myself from selling at the market and just do the limits. So it's 5 minutes after 4 o'clock, looking for a spike up and then a pullback. Complete retracement to the floor on this euro, unbelievable, right? All the way back to this kind of full circle retracement. Now we back off. Let's put some buy limits in just to be fair. Now these started 5 pips deep. 5 to 8, 15-minute time. This is 7 pips deep. This is really deep. Now that could last an hour. So the finesse comes, make that last an hour, make it last 4 hours. You got a little bit down here, a little bit over there. It's kind of like a so what you're doing is canvassing the neighborhood, so to speak, looking for a bunch of wayward damsels, and you just kind of gather them up and you take them rope and dope, and that's just what you do. So anyways, that's my my trade plan, and I'm just going to put that in these scripts that say buy and sell. I think that's all that's in here, actually. So I'm just going to make this a zip file. It's going to say buy at the market. So it's kind of, it's all like it's not symmetrical. So we don't have sell limits at 2 to 4 pips away, but we do have buy limits there. So that you'd have to worry about yourself whether I like to sell really high up there because I'm not used to selling, so I'm putting them way up there and far away, over the hills and far away, kind of thing. Because buying, I'm looking at the spread there, tightens up on the buy limits, and the sells just on the double clicks. There's more creativity because we know this is going to last a half hour. It's a specific distance away, so it can always say, I know I'm selling 12 pips. So if you ask me my trade plan for the day, I'm selling 12 to 15 pips above me for the next half hour. So this is kind of trolling for dollars as opposed to the terrible idea that you're going to have some precise entry every time. That you're so good at trading, your entry is always amazing. Never, fearless. Never make a mistake. So the swing traders and the people that are going to take a hit. The guy last night I think was trading a 0.4, 40Ks. I would say trade 10Ks if the math is hard, right? Trade 10Ks at least because even though it may seem like more work, you could have more flexibility. If you're going to swing trade, you could scalp out around it, hold on to it. But then it's like juggling, then it becomes, okay, well, how many course dinner is this again? And is it too much work to manage all these little trades? That's the other thing. I guess swing trading, in a sense, is being in the market for maybe 4 hours. And this guy said he was in for 4 days. I'm like, okay, wow, that's pretty laid back. The heavier you trade, the more you're going to notice that you probably couldn't ride that bull for 4 hours. So you kind of want to get out. So strategy meets position size, certainly going to matter in your life. Whereas if you take a real distant view, trading with 100 pip stops, small positions, you're risking $400 on the trade to make $800, then you risk 200 to make 800. I got you, but that's still, wow. In an account where you can run a micro lot in Forex, so that's the whole point of Forex. It's high granularity, whereas you got to be pretty much a NASDAQ. I had some pendings in here and made some money the other night, oddly enough, because they lasted for 4 hours. They got tagged. I woke up. It was about 4 hours later, and I got out. And I think I made about $150 NASDAQ the night that I was running those drops. Certainly the drops are going to take a little bit more thinking, but if you want to be a pig and be driving down the road or break out your tablet in the middle of some type of boring event and having a conversation with somebody and you think, yeah, you're really boring me now for sure. You're absolutely out of your fucking mind. Like you're talking to Jesse Smollett or something. You're like, hey, tell me about how that happened again. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. But yeah, the market's all wackadoodle now. I think it finally came to the healing game here at 4:08 after. Looks like this is what's happened here, and the brutality of the dollar. They were flapping their jaws about how they're going to tighten the markets. And it certainly beat the shit out of that good old-fashioned Dow Jones. Even oil took it on the chin. Oil's still getting hammered on the daily. But I think it's over for oil. I think it might be coming off the floor here. Look at the brutality here. So big hit for oil. Top tick Tommied up here. Oof. Sorry, guys. I guess there's plenty of Earl. A lot of this stuff is just knee-jerk reaction stuff. And gold, so gold made a valiant, perfect setup here. You came back, your first trend trade on the weekly, and gold was on this way to the moon, and the end of the world was coming because you got a fucking idiot that was installed. He doesn't even know, Biden's signature on a painting. So, and then you got buyers down here, right? I would put my buy limits down here on gold. This might, I'm sure that anybody that's a gold stacker is going to buy down here next time we see this. If you consider this just a big giant range in gold, without regard to this ridiculous indicator that I built, and here is the Dow Jones kind of closing down the day in kind of a brutal capitulation. Now, the only danger here in the Dow Jones is, honestly, to be just structural about it, is if we take out this lonely whack, we're talking about some drama to about, wow, can you imagine? Yeah, I can imagine coming all the way back to the tippity top. This was the kind of the exit gate here for people that do confirmation setups. This is your classic pivots, right? You break out, you pull back. Okay, look we got confirmation. They waked everybody out. Jump on the train. It's the beginning of the year. We got a fuck nut driving the fucking ship. Oh yeah, So here's kind of the current history of time. It's amazing, right? Isn't this astounding? Here's Corona, and then we have the You can't fucking believe it when they take out the high. Before the plunge of Corona, mind-blowing, right? Talk about order imbalance. Enough to push it through the Corona, pre-Corona fall-off. This guy last night was talking about, knowing about this move doesn't help you make any money, by the way, unless you're in just the right amount of position here, and you wish you would have sold more, trust and believe, and you wish you would have got the fuck out, because if you sold here and you never got out, you are the dumbest fuck on the planet, right? I mean, can't we all admit that? I sold here, and they were doing so good down here, and then I didn't get out till here. Yeah, I know I lost. How much you lose on that trade again? You say you sold here. Explain that to me again. You sold here. You didn't peel anything off. No, dude. I mean, the end of the world is coming. It's going to go down like to. Okay. Of course, it's going to do that. Yeah, in your mind. So it does look like it could cave in here a tad. Don't forget, once they start decertifying the election, dare I say, we could see some drama come flying into this shit, right? What's going to happen here? So, oof. There was the first little wick dip in there, and wow, nice scalp. But then again, don't forget, top tick timies are buying up here like this is the same time Bitcoin goes ETF. Those are fucking goober traps. Right? Isn't that the same? Let me see if I get that right. Yeah, about the same time. Isn't it? I mean, it's like a little bit before there. But yeah, these things have had it. Put a fork in it, man. This shit's all done. It's all done. Recessions, yeah, a bear market is going to drip down now, right? It's going to drip down. Here's Top Tick Tommy, Elon Musk, $1,100 a share for that thing. Really? He's like, SpaceX might go bankrupt. You think? Who's going to be SpaceXing when people can barely fucking keep their fucking dick warm this winter, right? I mean, what the fuck, are you kidding me? Anyways, that's my finish. That's my thing. I just post the Cedar FX bullshit in the these double click. You can play with these double clicks. These are at the market too, so sell at the market. Buy at the market, completely different. This is a scalp. This is kind of an intermediate move. And if you want to make that a NASDAQ, you're going to have to add 2 zeros to everything in there. And I'll take it a NASDAQ level. But you got to rewrite it and maybe want to name it different. Here's BL for buy limit. BM for buy at the market. It's not ball movement, but maybe sell. Now, I put sell here because I wanted sell to be under buy. Or no, I mean, I was trying to force it to be above at one point, but here I just went with the word sell. Sell limit, lim, and sell market. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to go with, and then once you build that array, it's kind of like in the platform, and then you have another one. Here I would buy at the market right now, whatever this is. This is the pound to the cat on the 30-minute. Looks like I buy at the market. Spread's kind of brutal, but hey, this is it's not bad. Commissions are built into this one. With the tree, you win a tree every time you have a good trade or something. That's what they're telling me. All right, so I'm scalping this euro, and then I have to go watch my favorite television show, unfortunately. It's a deep cultured event here. This is every day's an IQ test. Hey, look at that guppy. Another capitulation station. Oof. I buy that in the blue. So I'd be gobbling some of that up, but I don't trade this thing. Moves too harsh. Here's the pound. Look at this thing. New lows. Just blow your mind shut at the end of the year here. Look at that. Tipping into this. Of course, we've been bleeding into this on the weekly for how long? Structurally speaking, right? You're in this crevasse of, wow, really under the floor. Here was the scalp to the floor earlier. So, all right. So we're waiting for that to. I don't care that trade, but if I was going to get that in on that, I would go for the double clicks. I'll put them in just for kicks here. It's 30 minutes. So close to the market, I think we're actually going to get filled on that. That's what it looks like. It's just going to be. Here's 7 pips away. Could definitely get filled on that. So I'm careful on that one. That's a demo account. See how close I am? I mean, I would really want to buy at the market, but wouldn't it be better if it dipped down here? This is all I'm saying. Wouldn't it be better if we bought this on a limit when it dips down a little bit, right? We get that little nice, beautiful little pop down. It's like a surprise. trying to get to the 1 minute chart, but waiting for the data to come in. All right, so now that looks, for a 30-minute limit, doesn't look so bad. Here, let me force it here. I'll put it on the 1 minute. And this is Asia. I'm coming into Asia. So from here, for the next 4 hours, it's going to be terrible markets. The spread's going to get brutal in about an hour anyways, so you know how that's going to be. Wait for this 1 minute chart to load. Okay, so double click the limits 2 pips away inside the spread there. So here's the thing is that these brokers didn't always let you do this trade, and this is literally putting your ticket right inside the spread there. You have to be, some brokers, they make you sit away from 2 pips to 10 pips away. If you go to a real super bad broker, so to speak, now I'm going to put the buy limits in right here. So there's a 4K, wait, pending, here's a stop, pretty wide stop. But instead of buying at the market, we have to have that yellow line has to pop through the arrows and it'll give us our first fill. So it's kind of fun in Asia when it's quiet like this to trade really close to the market. Not so dangerous, right? It's not like when they came out and started talking about interest rates and this thing just went through the floor. Kind of mind-blowing move here on the pound today. Did anybody catch that? So if you knew how to trade that, I don't know why ICT didn't go along there. I don't understand. Doesn't he know there's order blocks down here? It's perplexing that this dumb shit doesn't come on and say, yeah, dude, we were like right down here, fucking turtle soup down here. Like, who didn't buy down here? I'd be asking who didn't buy this, right? This first tip into the window and then everything down. Like, who didn't buy that? I don't know if this background's too dark. But you're always asking these questions when people claim all this and that. Oh, I'll show you where the institutional order flow's at. Oh, yeah, it's right here. It's here. It's right here. Can't you see? Can't you see what this woman did to me? Okay, zoom out. Yeah, let's go 7 pips deep for half an hour and 10 pips to 30 pips deep. This is only like a 2K. This is nothing. But this is the preferred entry method because let the market come to you, you know. Actually, my orders are sitting right where they should be in this cloud where if we spike down, it's going to be the best place to get in. I don't like the idea of putting a buy stop above here or even buying at the market right now because inevitably, of course, that big sell-off there, it would just blown your face off. I'm sure people were aware of the fact that when we took out this, there'd be hell to pay, but we're above that even right now. You know, we're even above that. So where's the next middle of the road to come in with the buy limits is going to be, we could come back here. So I put a box of tickets in there, and I'm slightly short into the Asian session now. So I did sell into this, not that much. And mostly on double clicks. I want to stay in the double click mode here, and I guess that's a discipline, is to execute a certain style all the time. So sell limits really close to the market here, almost inside the spread there. This is 8 to 12, this is the 15, and that's the 20. And that's the British pound. So compared to the euro dollar trade that I just put on, let's delete objects, start over. I'll do another rack of cells really close. Probably get filled on that and all three. So keep banging those every now and then it spikes up there. You get filled, and you could pretty much go watch a TV show for a half hour, come back, or the 15 minutes, you're like, okay, I got a 15, I got a 30, and let's see if I can catch a little wick. You could do the same thing any time of day. But if you're expecting the market's possibly going to rifle down like it did, it takes out the low the previous day, the wheels come off, and it goes ripping down. And like if you're selling the breakout of the previous day, you got to be kidding me, right? Look how short that wick was. I mean, that's less than half hour in that trade. But now we just keep going up, or drifting up into tomorrow, into tonight, and then tomorrow's Wednesday, and we could come ripping back. But if you're just trying to make 20, 40 pips range trading it, that's what I'm doing, even though it'd seem that I'm trying to sell the shoulder and then ride the whole thing down, but I'm not. I would say half of my position is going to come off during the scalp. And here I'm barely in this market because they never hit my tickets, and I refuse to sell at the market. So everything here says limits. And I got a hedge, a winning hedge I'm in right now, just by default. So that I'm going to let that one go. But it's just, these are demonstrations, you know. This is what it looks like. Oh, it looks like they're going up. I'm getting filled on something here. But this is going to be, I'll right double click on the name of the zip folder. These tickets. And the market orders there, you can resize them. You can also take a script and make it so that it's a hybrid. And I think I've got the ability to do it in here because I left some of the code is still in here from the other tickets. But you can put a sell stop. You can turn on this ticket, sell stop, and you can also turn this ticket on. You just take away these two double clicks, these two forward slashes, and you'll turn this on. It'll become a buy at the market, a buy and a stop. Here's a distance of your fill on stop, and here's your market. So pretty healthy stop, 40 pips to make 40 pips. Okay, see what I'm saying? Like I'm from Canada. And here's your limit rack. So this is a hybrid. You buy at the market, you know you're probably not going to make your 40 pips with a 40 pip stop. And so you have like a gun with a bayonet, kind of, so to speak. And you do this, and then you got to stop. You can turn on the stop if you want. You just have to take off these two forward slashes, and you activate the stop. And that's what that looks like. So I just put it back the way it was. But you could do that at your own risk, so to speak. Anyways, I had that. I'm going to fuck that up, I think. That's how you turn it off, forward slashes, and recompile it, and then you're good to go. Alrighty then. So that's that in a nutshell. And we're looking for some up and down drama now.